Up the 15-second delay. I'm gonna do my brief intro and then I'll switch the camera to you. 3, 2, 1. Blast off from Tempe, Arizona. And welcome to the Cosmic Cafe Show, where the paranormal is normal. We're getting going despite many crashes and lots of cross-dimensional problems. But we are here in Tempe, Arizona. Let's go ahead and switch to the wide main shot. You can kind of see the three different cams. And we're going to go over Russ Emanuel's cam, which seems to be frozen. Russ, your cam seems to be frozen. Let me see if I can... oh no, it's like going slow. That's weird. What'd you do to your cam, Russ? Your cam is driving me bananas. Hold on. That one's working just fine. Isn't that funny? Hold on a second. Let me get the microphone so people will be able to hear you better.
I'll just surf the web in the meantime.
Why is your cam giving me trouble?
Did you have a little too much of that punch?
I think I must have. Let's try switching cams and then switching back. There we go. Now you're working. Okay, so we are looking over your shoulder. If you can move your monitor to your right.
To my right?
Or you move. Okay, yeah, you move.
This way?
Actually, it's kind of hard to see the screen. It's so bright. We'll take your word for it. So you are overlooking the. There we go. Occupants. All right, go ahead and tell us what you're doing there, Russ.
So on this is the website, and on the bottom right of every page, you can see the logo here.
Okay, Russ said. Go ahead.
And then you're able to go to the website, which is not yet live, but I'm going to make it live now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can you see it?
It's really bright on the webcam here, but we'll take your word for it. That's the Indigogo page?
That's the Indigogo page, yes.
Okay. I don't know if you can turn down your screen brightness. Maybe that would help. Is there any chance you can do that? It's getting better.
Very technical stuff, folks.
Is that better?
More? It's funny, like it just when you that's much better.
Okay.
There we go.
So here's the campaign.
Yes.
I would like to thank my mother and my father, and Amy and Charles Emanuel for this.
I'd like to thank Murphy.
Yes, Murphy. Okay. So this will be the button here. Okay, are you ready? We're reviewing. Okay, we're ready to go live here.
We're going live with the Indigogo campaign.
And 3, 2, 1.
Blast off. Uh-oh. Oh, there we
go. Okay, so start donating.
Start donating, yeah.
I want to be fully funded by tonight. Oh my God! We got our first donation.
See people over there in the distance now.
You know, he knows I collect pennies. That's why.
I'm going to adjust that cam.
Good job.
There you go.
Honestly.
First penny donated. There you go.
Okay, so everybody, please share it on Facebook and spread the word. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. So, thank you everybody, and let's have a successful campaign.
All right, let's serve the cake.
And
Ready for cake?
Yes.
What, you guys ate it already?
There's still cake left. There's some left.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, we're still live, so please spew out all the profanities you want.
We good?
We don't have any bleep buttons.
Oh, no, so they can't edit anything we say?
Holy
No spoilers for the movies that are coming out.
I don't know why this audio stuff didn't work, but luckily we have the room mic, so it's echoey for people, but at least it's still been immortalized.
This
Hey, Dave. Could you take
So
a
we're
picture?
going to go ahead and leave this going as
Can you take a picture with them next to it?
yeah.
Because the screen actually has
Everybody seems to have bailed on the room, but they're all standing off camera. If you guys could cluster over that way to make the room look more full, that'd be awesome.
Jeff, if there's a lot of people here. Yeah, exactly. If you guys could be more this way, then you'll be on that cam. And that way the room doesn't look like everybody emptied out.
This is it. I cannot take credit for this. This is Dave's work. I'm not allowed to move until he does that.
All right, so
I'll bring the microphone closer here. Let me just monitor this to see how it's sounding. Okay, I should even send out a tweet. Boy, what a monumental problem with the computer system crashing. I think Russ Emanuel has a special technique of having interdimensional crashes for my setup. We also do have Jeff, who's one of the actors in the movie. He's the one wearing the brown shirt, and his girlfriend, the blonde-haired lady, she's with him. The gentleman in the green shirt, that's Dave, and he is the artist behind the comic book. And so that's pretty awesome. Let me see here. I'm going to send out a quick tweet. We are live now in Tempe, Arizona. And what's that?
Can Timothy call him?
I don't have the Skype set up to have him call in. I was lucky to just get this going. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I don't. You could put him on speakerphone if he wants to, like, he could talk about it.
What, you mean on the speakerphone here and have it
And
in there?
have this microphone pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
I had to do that with Bob Evans once when his Skype wasn't working.
Here's this.
Oh, yeah, I don't. Man, I'm so frustrated for that whole thing.
Hey, Timothy.
Oh, thank you.
How you doing? Okay, so the Skype isn't working. Okay, so the Skype isn't working, but we can have you on speaker. So I'm going to aim into the mic that the Eric here. Say Eric, say hi.
Hey, how you doing? We had a little software computer crash, but we recovered in time to do the live broadcast. So we're pretty excited by that, but we don't have the Skype set up, so I can't Skype in your video. But if you wanted to talk, we can set you right next to the microphone, and people can hear what you have to say. And you can talk about your show as well, and Russ being on your show a little bit earlier. And Russ, if you want to sit down next to me, you can be in the cam.
Sure. So Timothy? So I just want you to talk about how, you're in the comic book, and that, this is Case 285, which is what, your character is going through. Just explain your character, what he does, how he sees a parallel version and all that. And then, also you can explain how you're tied into me and to the film itself. Yes, we'll do that now. I'm gonna aim my my phone into the mic so you can talk. Okay? Hold on 1 second. Give it 5 seconds and start talking. Is that good?
Yeah, he can start talking.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Go ahead.
Go ahead. How you doing,
Introduce
Timothy?
yourself.
Good, good. So my name is Timothy Lee Conley. I am an actor, writer, director, and producer from Los Angeles, and I'm happy to be with everyone today. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it out to Arizona, but I'm glad that we have some technology so I could call in from Los Angeles. I'm happy to be working on this project in Case 285. And I really loved the character when it was introduced to me by Russ Emanuel, who was the director of Occupants and also producer and director on this project as well. And I really just love the character and just the concept behind it. You know, Lee Mitchell being a professor from Los Angeles, and just this, what is happening with this parallel reality that he's seeing in his technology on his computer screen, his television, his phone, these glitches, these things happening as he's seeing them, and he's seeing himself, but himself in a different light. And it's very interesting, the character, and I actually relate to the character a lot as I've taught at the university level, and I'm just excited. I've never seen my likeness before in a comic book, so as a big comic book fan, I was happy to be a part of this project.
Oh, that's great. That's great, Timothy. We really appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to call in, and it certainly is great that you would be able to make time like this, and it's too bad you couldn't drive out here to be with us, but that's okay. We'll eat your cake for you.
It's okay. I saw your parallel version. I saw parallel Timothy around the corner.
Well, maybe my parallel self is there. Maybe that you can speak for me.
Well, and you can tune in if you want to watch right now, see what's going on while we still have the live stream going. That's at cosmiccafeshow.com/live. So you're welcome to do that, or tell any of your people if you want to tweet it out. Tell them that it's going on right now. The replay will be available via the channel as well once it archives.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
well, thanks for having me, and have a great time there, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Timothy.
Okay, take care.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that was Timothy, and tell us, give us background on Timothy.
Okay, so Timothy Lee Conley is my friend. We met on my feature film called PJ. He happened to be working at one of the buildings at USC, which is both of our alma maters.
Oh, cool.
And I basically went in and says, "Hi, I'm Rusty Manuel. I did a film, and I was wondering if you could, maybe spread the word about this film." And since then, we've been friends. So it's been maybe 7 years. So, over the years, we worked on various projects, and now Occupants is the latest one. And with Occupants, he was the sportscaster voiceover in the film, in the parallel world, and he's also Case 285. And Case 285 is what the comic book is based on. Now, when I say Case 285, what it is the film is basically about Case 831, which is about Annie and Neil Curtis and their experiences with a parallel version of themselves.
Okay.
And the footage was compiled together by the Peterson Research Institute, who is run by Robert Picardo's character. Now, he has other cases, and if you go to the Peterson Research Institute website, you could see it.
Okay.
So that's pri-research.info, I think. And on there, one of the cases is Case 285. Now, we decided to base the comic book on that case. So basically, the comic book tie-in is a tie-in. It takes place at the same time as the feature film itself, around Act 1 to Act 1.5. Around that time, this case is happening too. So our main characters are Timothy Lee Conley, Chris Winters, and Nicole Morris, and their likenesses were used in the comic book itself. Christopher Winters and Timothy Conley are both in the feature film. So basically, it's like a carryover. And we also have cameos by Picardo, by Annie Curtis, and by Neil Curtis. So you will see them too. And also something to do with pizza, but I will not say anything else. You got to read the comic book. So if you want to read the comic book, please donate to our campaign. You go to OCCUPANTSThemovie.com. That's occupants plural, themovie.com. Go to the lower, the bottom right corner. You'll see the campaign link. And click on that, and you can see all the information and perks. And one of them is to draw a comic book character. So if you want to be drawn in to our comic book, please donate. Thank you.
I was just going to ask you about that. So how does that work? So if somebody wants to be immortalized in a comic book that's going to be tied to a major feature motion picture, they can donate on the Indiegogo campaign page and actually secure their immortality in a comic book.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
That is one of our perks, and there are other perks too. We're going to have 3 different covers, and of course we're going to have the 24 pages of the comic book, of which 2 pages are already completed.
Ah, yes.
And you could see some of that on the in the gallery section of the Indiegogo campaign. So,
and just for your trivia, the gentleman wearing the green shirt in the lower right corner panel right now in the video, that is Dave, and he is the artist of the comic book, and the people that are here today are getting his signature on the official posters. Hey, do you want to grab the posters and show folks the posters?
I would love to.
Yeah,
I would love to.
We'll excuse Russ for a second while he does that. And hey, while you're there, can you tilt up that camera that was sitting over you so you get kind of room that way? Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. So Russ is actually going to have Dave come over here. Sorry about the lighting. The lighting's a little bit dark, but hey, you know, we do what we can do. And yeah, Dave is a very popular guy right now. He's talking to a lot of the patrons here because he's definitely a rock star in the comic book world. I need to make sure I get the camera over here. And so we'll get Dave in here. And so we'll just let you tell the folks a little bit about yourself and the book, and let me yell at Russ real quick. Hey Russ, can you tilt up that one camera real quick? That way we have
start talking, or
yeah, please.
Okay.
You're live. We're live right now. The microphone is picking up really good. I'm monitoring the audio, so you're coming through nice and loud.
Well, my name is David Beatty. I'm a professional comic book artist. I did some math on the drive down, and I guess I've been doing this now for about 23 years.
Can you, Russ, also pan it just a little bit this way? Sorry. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
I've done a lot of work for most of the major companies. A lot of the big name companies, Marvel, DC, I've worked for both of them. I've worked for a lot of the indie and small press publishers, such as Aspen, Boom, Dabu Brothers, Antarctic Press. The books that most people know me for are the DC books I worked on. Titles like Batman Incorporated.
Batman?
Yeah.
Never
Batman.
heard of it.
Never heard of Batman.
Just kidding.
I also worked on Brightest Day,
Yeah.
Grifter, Justice League of America. So I've worked on a few things over the years. And as far as this project goes, I've known Eric Kask, who's the executive producer, I think, for the film. For many years, we met on the convention circuit.
Oh, okay.
Eric used to create his own comic books, and we I think, are set up next to each other a couple of times.
Okay.
Got to know each other. Got to know his dad a little bit. His dad used to do a lot of cool 3D stuff. I do 3D stuff, so we had stuff to talk about.
Nice.
So anyhow, yeah, we've been friends and stayed in contact for years, and he had this project he was working on and contacted me about it, and it sounded really interesting. And so, I've completed a couple of pages. I've completed a possible first cover. I've seen it so much now, I'm ready to redo it. But, so it's just, I think the project's got a lot of potential beyond just, the thing that the comic book could be interesting is it explores the other aspects. And since they didn't have a lot of effects money for the film, it can kind of fill in some of those gaps.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I was talking to Christopher Winters earlier, and I said the thing I think is really interesting is if Russ wanted to, if we get a couple of these comic books done, put them together with the films, and then see if Netflix or someplace like that would want to do it as a Netflix original series.
Oh, nice.
Because if you see in the comic what could be done with some effects budget,
Right.
And the story's got a lot of potential, because when they were pitching this story to me, what it reminded me of a lot was the Paranormal Activity found footage stuff, but it also reminded me a lot of X-Files.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing that could be cool about the Occupants TV show, is it could kind of fill in that gap. And then you could, and I was telling someone earlier tonight too, that you could tell those really small stories with that one character who's maybe at the end of his rope and he's in a rundown motel, he's on the verge of committing suicide, and he looks into something and he sees a reflection of himself. But
You're not talking about me later tonight at my hotel.
No. But he looks in a reflection, and it could be that parallel of himself looking back.
Oh, okay.
And that person could be in a completely different place, in their life and what they've accomplished. So it has the potential. You could tell those very small, one-room dramatic stories, but then it also has the potential to open up and be very large in scale, and it could be on I guess I think of Sicario. It's this one person is dealing with his kids and having a problem with his kids, but on the other verge, he's fighting drug lords. It has a lot of potential when you're talking about a parallel version of someone else.
Okay.
And it could be a huge action set piece, or it could be a small one-room kind of story. So I think there's a lot of potential. So.
I definitely see huge potential with this, and obviously how well the movie does this summer will certainly help a lot with all the other projects as well, but I definitely see it's going to be a home run, a slam dunk. And so I got a question for you. I'm sure some people that are fans of yours, they've been maybe seeing your comics over the years, and they see this new project. If somebody is new, let's say they're in high school now, and they're thinking, maybe I want to get into the comic book, I want to do it. Is there any advice or tips that you would give to someone that would be watching?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you have to draw every day. And I think that sometimes people put too much on themselves to have something be super finished and polished and a masterpiece every single time. And I was, again, telling someone earlier this evening that the key thing to developing, it seems, in almost just anything, is just discipline and practice. So, you put in at least 30 minutes a day drawing.
That's it?
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
And if you want to turn it into a career,
yes,
there's some more steps involved. But most of the really great artists I've known over the years, in the comic book field primarily, are mostly self-taught. And you've got these amazing books that still exist to this day by illustrators like Andrew Loomis. But then you also have more contemporary volumes, like the one that everyone recommends because it's still good and it still stands up to this day, and that's How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema. That work still stands. It has great basic fundamental drawing lessons in it that still hold up, and it's a great place to start. So usually what I recommend is that people get a book that they like. I usually, if they want to do comics, I recommend How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way because it's a good way to break the ice. You get a lot of fundamentals. And then once you kind of get that down and you kind of understand those basic concepts, you go a little bit further into anatomy.
Yes.
You get kind of waist deep into trying to figure out perspective. That takes a lot of time.
Right.
And then you want to go out and look for actually books on how to direct. They have a lot of great. There's this one book called Shot by Shot or Shot to Shot.
I think I know that book.
Yeah, and it's a great directing, film directing book. But one of the things that book teaches you how to do is it talks a lot about storyboards. It talks a lot about the 180 rule. It talks a lot about the fundamental visual communication rules that you need in order to tell a comic book story. And it fills in the gaps that some of the other books don't. So usually that's what I recommend. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. If you like that, maybe go take a figure drawing class. Either from a private instructor or from a good school. If you need community college, go and take a figure drawing class. There's a lot of interesting books on perspective. There's one actually, and I can't remember the name of it. It's really good. I can't remember the name of it, but get a book on perspective, and then go out and find a decent book on actually directing, that talks about storyboards and stuff like that. And that'll give you enough of a foundation that you can just start doing pages. And then it's just about doing projects, because some people do one project, they burn out. Some people do 2 pages. Some people burn out after 1 page. Drawing comics is not easy, because you're the director, you're the costumer, you're the casting director, you're the scene decorator, you're the florist, you're the caterer. I mean, like, you do it all. You know, there's not really a crew of people helping you. So, so it can be kind of brutal. But the key thing is do small projects at first. Okay. You know, you can start off doing a webcomic. You know, you can start off doing an anthology story. You know, a 2 to 4, 6-page story. Do a couple of those. Maybe put out a mini comic.
Okay.
You know,
good idea.
Put that around, kind of get some feedback, and then from that point, you just kind of continue to go. You know, I started off. I think the first stuff I ever did was there was comic book pages. I actually tried to do sample pages, and it was like Giant Man and a Wasp fighting the supernova, and it was like. I only know that because I recently I cleaned my studio and I ran across that stuff. And, you know, the thing that was good is that I was trying to do storytelling. Everything else was bad. You know, but the key thing is I was doing it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing, you know. I always think of it as baby steps.
Yeah.
It's the best way to tackle anything. If you look at, I'm going to build a house.
Yeah.
And you're unloading the lumber out of the truck. If you really think about it, you're not going to even put the frame up. You know, provided there's a foundation. I don't even know how to build a house, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like, so the trick is take it in steps. You know, pour the foundation, do the framing. You know, and if you look at it as small goals, baby steps. Do this part, do this part, do this part, do this part. And if you're diligent, you know, you get to the end of the year, you've got a graphic novel.
I've got a question for you. For someone who's starting out, maybe they're a teenager watching this, or early, you know, in college or something, they want to do the comic book, they want to get hired at Marvel or somebody else like that, try and get a job. How realistic is that, or is that something that's going to take a long time? Is it just a special gift? Is it luck? Is it a little bit of all the above?
All the above.
Okay.
I mean, it's everyone's path into comics is different.
Okay.
The legendary lore story is actually the way that Mark Silvestri broke into the industry. And it's like he took his sample pages, he went to a convention, and he found out where the editors were staying in the hotel room. He couldn't get to the editors on the floor, so he took his sample pages, he put them in a used pizza box, walked to the editors, one of the editors' doors, knocked on it, said he was delivering a pizza. They opened the door. We didn't order a pizza. It's like, well, I lied. I've got sample pages in here. Would you look at them? And they were kind of all taken aback and kind of laughing and, well, hell yeah, sure, kid, whatever. You know, and that led to work. So
there you go, thinking out of the box.
Right. Or in the box.
Or thinking in the pizza box.
Yeah. So it kind of depends, you know. In today's world, I honestly think it's a percentage of talent and drive.
Okay.
But then there are also, you know, the idea of networking and knowing people can never be discounted. Okay. You know, it's not only about networking. You can have all the best contacts in the world, but if you're not producing work on the level that they need, then it doesn't do you any good. Yeah. So it actually kind of goes hand in hand. Sometimes I have a friend who's a cartoonist, and a lot of the people he went to school with when he was in college, they ended up becoming the art directors at different advertising agencies. Okay. And so they're going to do a funny calendar project. Hey, let's get so-and-so used to draw those funny cartoons in college. Okay, and so he was able to, between that and doing other works, build a pretty impressive career off. So, you know, so you never know where those contacts are going to be. It could be someone you meet in college. It could be someone you could meet at an event like this, just standing around talking to people. You never know where that contact or where that's going to go. So ideally, it'd be good to everybody. But
that's good karma.
Right. But it can never be, the networking aspect of it, especially today, should never really be discounted because it is part of it. Now, a few years ago, I wouldn't have given you that answer, but I think it's pretty much a proven fact now. That's a part of it.
Yeah. Well, nothing replaces a face-to-face contact with someone. And speaking of which, I'll let you get back to the party and everybody here that want to talk to you. And thank you for stopping over. I don't know, Russ has somebody else who's lined up next? Is it you, Eric, or is it Russ, or?
Are you the next victim?
We need to get the posters, though. We need to see these posters.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead and I got to take my daughter to the restroom real quick.
Oh, okay. Or just.
Chris, yeah.
Okay, I'll show him.
Yeah, there we go. We can show the. All right, so let me. I'm gonna quickly check to see if I have a better. Let me just. Okay, that's there. I'm just go over here. Yeah, let's do this one.
It looks so white.
Let me just try to get desk space.
Yeah.
And I think I have.
Sometimes it seems like you.
Let me also make sure the audio is turned off.
Oh, that's a good gamer laptop right there.
There we go. So we should be able to hear you okay. Okay. So now I'm out of the cam.
No, stay in the cam.
Yeah, can you scoot a little
Yeah.
closer to me and
Get
there
a
we
little
go.
closer.
Let's see. All right, there we go. I have to. By the way, I did get cake.
You hardly ate cake.
I didn't get any cake.
Are you still rolling?
Yeah, we're
That's
live
good.
right
That's good.
now.
Listen,
So,
he is not eating the cake. He needs to eat the cake.
but I'm trying to get the cam so it gets me in. Okay, there we go.
There we go. I'll look closer.
So yeah, get that in there.
This is one of the promo shots that we have right here.
And if you were here right now, you would get somebody to sign it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would probably sign it right here, and that kind of ticked off Russ. He's like, Russ, Chris, why don't you sign up here, somewhere in the black?
So Chris, you're in the movie, right?
Yes, I'm in the movie, and also this is my likeness in the comic book.
In the comic book.
And this
Nice,
is my girlfriend,
nice.
Nicole Thornton. I'm Alan Pearson Jr.
There you go.
And I'm wearing my Syndicate glasses. And then the other promo that we have, which I really like this promo image a lot, is this one right here.
Yeah, that was hot.
That looks really nice right there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my girlfriend over there. So.
Yeah. Is it her belly?
No, but
No.
we had to make it her belly one day.
You can get some mustard and do that at home later.
Come over here, hon. Let's see if we can get you mustard on here. Come here. See, it's almost like that. It's almost like that.
There we go. There we go. see what being a Hollywood actor gets you.
Yep. She's the model right here, though.
Yeah, she's clearly the model. We're the two ugly dudes, and she's the model.
All right, babe. Let me go. Anyway, I was plugging the promo things. I really like them a lot. I mean, this is. I was talking to Jeff Truck tonight, and I have to say that it's very honorable to be part of the comic book world, and I think Dave did an excellent job on that. And the thing with that is he had to work with a lot of like. I shouldn't say a lot. He had to work with limited resources to get the imagery for some of the characters. And I was telling Russ, I was like, I promise to get you some photos, and it was very limited, but he did a great job in that.
Oh
one.
yeah.
So, and like I said, that.
And so for people tuning in, with the Indiegogo campaign, they can actually be immortalized in one of the future comic books.
Yeah, I
if
think,
not even this one.
Yes,
depending
yes.
upon their donation levels and participation. So that's pretty awesome. They could be there in the pages with you.
That's right. There was another promo that we had. We had like a laptop, so materials just like that, and they had all the images of all the contributors, and they made a graphic, like a comic graphic of themselves. So it was really, really cool.
I got it. I think it was right here in the lower left-hand corner. You can see that. We talked about that on the Daily Specials show back on Thursday.
Yeah,
when we were promoting the show.
That is so cool. My daughter is at the bottom.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's like the second to the fifth. She's like the second to the bottom row and the very fifth one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I
she's
don't
in
have
that.
to blow up here, but
No,
if they go to
that's
my
all right.
website, Cosmic Cafe Show, click on the Daily Specials from Thursday. The image is there. Then you click on the image and make it big.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think I'm like, again, when he went through the reference stills on the movie, it was like, I don't know how he did it. He did a great job though.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited about the movie. I hear it's coming out. We're doing a screening in LA, and I'm excited. I saw the screening. I have to say, I saw the screening at the Writers Guild, the Writers Guild America, and off of 3rd Street, and in Hollywood, and I sat there going, oh yeah, I already seen this on my CDs. But when I watched it, it was amazing because he did a lot more to it for post production, and I'm sitting there going, wow, I didn't know he did that. Because I was during the whole process, I was already like watching some of the the raw images and things like that. So it was awesome.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm seeing if there's a way I can pull up the movie while you keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, well,
talking
like I said,
on.
I've seen a lot of the raw images, and I was like, nah, how is he going to do that? And how is he going to do that? And then we talked about the resources we're using for the visual effects and everything else and the composing. And I was like, okay, that's a cool effect, but I don't know. I don't do post-production, but I've seen some of the post-production and the magic, but when that was done, and especially the ending of films, I guess he didn't show me. I was blown away. I was like, wow, that is smooth. The transitions are great, and the composing is wonderful, and everything else. So
All the the orchestra music for the
yeah,
movie.
it was great.
That's
Really great.
That is really neat.
And then even in my scene, I had the all the monitors like in back, and I was like saying, like, hey people, hear the same thing that these people are going through, and blah 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 blah. And then like you had this because you had me in green screen, and then you had all these images on these like monitors in the back of me. It's kind of like the Matrix. You remember the Matrix that had the monitors? It was kind of like that. So. Yeah, it was great. I was like, that is so cool because it was so transition was so smooth. You have all these people talking, and you're like blah 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 blah. So blah 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 blah.
Folks, I think he's getting close to running out of things to say.
No, that's my little blah 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 part because everybody.
Let's
But,
see, is that gonna play? I'm trying to make sure.
Is that
I
the
got
cheese trailer?
Is that the? Let's see here. I'm gonna test real quick, see which one. I think this is the one. Oh, I gotta. What do I have to do with that? Let's see here. Try playing it. Yeah. Okay. Let's
People on the other
refresh
side,
that.
we were trying to show you the teaser trailer or
Oh,
something.
they won't be able to see this yet until I load it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't loaded it yet. What the?
And while he's doing that,
Yeah. Keep talking.
I want to talk about the character that I'm playing in the comic book. And so, like for example, the movie is based on one of the cases that we're doing, and that's just one small part of it. So what the director wants to do is, with the comic book spinoff, is we want to introduce another case, and I think the comic book wants to center around the Peterson Research Institution, where I take the cases, and of course I'm more shaven. So
Yeah,
they
I
want to
hardly
take
recognized you.
the spiky hair is still there, but this is still gone. So anyway, my character and the girl that's playing on it, that's my girlfriend. She and I are going to investigate these cases, and we're going to take on these cases, kind of like the X-Files in a way. We have the two people investigating the cases, and we're going to try to find a connection through all the cases, and I think eventually there's going to be stories, spawned off that, those cases itself, and that's where the comic book comes in. Is we're going to actually have like this series of different cases that we're going to explore and stuff, and based on the success of the movie and comics and everything else. More cases will be introduced and everything else, which means that any contributor was to contribute, a good perk or amount of perk. I don't know the perks right now. I'm sorry about that.
We'll have to get Russ over here to talk about the perks.
Yeah, I know that like the large contributors, I think they're going to be like, I don't know. I'm just an actor on it, so please don't take my word. But just in case, he might put you as a character in one of the comic book cases. So, and I think we have about. I don't know. I think we have like 10 or 20 cases planned. I don't know. I do know that he wants to take the cases off the movie that you see in the movie, because throughout the movie you see different cases, all these testimonials, and I think all those cases will be the spin-off, and it will give the stories of those cases onto the comic books. And then it was talks about doing like a web, like Hulu, Netflix type web series where the cases would be brought out, even in the comic books, and also, or maybe separate cases that's going to come out onto that medium right there. So I'm excited. If everything goes well, then, and I have a lot of faith in Occupants because it is a very interesting original movie.
The script is fantastic.
Yeah,
Russ was nice enough to share the script with me, and so
yeah,
I can't wait to see the full movie to see how the script has come to life.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. You're gonna be impressed. You're going to be impressed because
I got the clips handy. You want me to bring those up now?
Yeah. Show the people.
Hello, I'm
Hi,
Dr.
my name is
Harry
Rosie
filmmaker
Manuel,
Annie Curtis,
and I'm
this
working
is
with
the
my
Videos of
associate
Clean
producer
Living.
Eric Kask,
So I've set
along
up
with
cameras
DC and
all
Marvel
over
Comics
the house.
artist
They're
Dave
going to be
Beatty,
recording
to create
24/7
a
and uploading all the
24-page
footage
comic
to a
book
remote
tie-in
access
to our already
server.
completed feature film called Occupants.
Like
This
it or
science
not,
fiction
it's
horror
happening.
film stars Robert
how it
Picardo
goes.
of Star Trek
Dig
Voyager,
in.
and the film is currently in the Comic-Con and film festival
Absolutely.
circuits. Occupants, a film that was successfully crowdfunded on Indiegogo, is about a young couple named Annie and Neil Curtis who discover a parallel version of themselves through a documentary that they are shooting. Based on this premise, the comic book deals with parallel universes, doing things that were not possible in the feature film due to budgetary constraints. We will not only complement the film, but create a comic book related universe with unlimited possibilities. We also want to do an outreach to the anime community and its potential in expanding the target audience for the film. Eric and I have the necessary experience to create such a comic book tie-in, as we have several films under our belts that have played at comic book conventions. These include the action and stunts-oriented Go With Gun, which screened at the San Diego Comic-Con, PJ A Journey of the Heart starring Battlestar Galactica's John Hurd, which debuted at the Phoenix Comic-Con, and The Legends of Nathaya, starring the aforementioned Robert Picardo, which showed at the HowCon Sci-Fi Fantasy and Comic Convention. With the first two
Oh. The two videos.
we hope you will join us in making the rest of the 22 pages a reality, and return reaping the benefits of making such a project. Various rewards include variant covers that are signed by the artist himself, Dave
It was
Beatty,
actually interesting because
along with other covers that are signed by the cast and crew associated with the feature film, and for the lucky few, to have your likeness drawn into our comic book as one of our characters. And of course, joining us at one of our comic book conventions where we will unveil the product to the world. And if this project is successful, we would like to create future stories down the line. Thank you for your time, and we hope you will be joining us.
Alright, let's go back to the main. Oops, let's go back to this one here. So we're back. And let's see if who wanted to get over. Eric, did you want to come next?
Yes,
the
Eric,
associate
yes.
director.
Yes.
All right.
It was good seeing you.
Yes,
Good to be
good
on.
seeing you. Let's go network
Yeah.
with people and everything. And we'll go with a nice wide shot again here. There we go. Got a nice wide shot of the room.
All right.
Let me go back here, and joining me now is Eric. So now you see Eric and Eric.
Eric and Eric, that's right.
By the way, intentionally we made that chair lower than mine. I'm not really this much taller than him. We're like the same height, but we have a different chair there. Everybody's like shorter. I'll try and lean back. There we go.
It's a good look for you, right?
Yeah, we'll tilt the camera down a little bit. There we go. I'll lean back.
Gives you a very commanding presence over your guests. so-
Absolutely. The way it should be here on the Cosmic Cafe show.
That's right. That's right.
So Eric Kask, tell us about the movie. Tell us about your poster. Tell us about the comic book.
Okay, so we've got a lot going on. The
Okay.
focus of the event tonight is specifically for the comic book. Okay,
Yes.
and try to get this in the frame the best that I can. This is actually a preview of the cover that we're going to be having for the book. As you can see, it's not colored.
Right.
And one of the things that we need people to help us do is color this, because we
okay.
need to go to a professional colorist to have it colored, so we have a nice color cover so that our book is going to look very appealing to the public, and they will hopefully be interested in our book. So it's one of the things that we need. We also have additional artwork that we need to complete. We have 2 pages of artwork that our artist Dave Beatty, he did those 2 pages as well as the cover that's not colored.
Okay.
And we need to do those additional 22 pages of interior art, so we have a full book.
Okay.
And then we're also going to, like I said, color the cover. We're going to have some variant covers covers.
Oh,
We're going to have like a direct tie into the film, a photo cover.
Okay.
And then we're also going to probably have another artist that we're going to have do a variant. Variants are pretty big in the comic book world. If you go through this shop here, you'll notice that the same book with the same story will have multiple covers for it. It's just something that people like. They like to collect and things like that. So we're trying to have variants and trying to appeal to that demographic.
Now, you did mention that we are a comic book shop, and do you mind giving them a plug? Hopefully
Absolutely.
we'll get the owner
We absolutely have to plug Critical Threat Comics.
Critical
Okay,
Threat
they're
Comics.
right in the heart of downtown Tempe. We're right off of Mill Avenue, which Mill Avenue is pretty much world famous. They used to have Super Bowls right down the street over here back when the Cardinals used to play. The Cardinals used to play at the ASU football stadium. They moved to Glendale, and so the last Super Bowl we had here locally was over in Glendale. But we actually did have one here downtown at the old ASU stadium, which is now being renovated. So we're right in the middle of all the action. We're right in the heart of the ASU campus. This is Sun Devil country here.
Does that explain all the college girls I've been seeing around
That's
here?
exactly right. Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty
Don't
good.
tell my wife.
It's a great location, and yeah, ASU girls are pretty much
It's nice
they're in
and
their
warm
own league.
here,
Yeah.
and they're dressed appropriately.
That's right. Yeah, and what a lot of people are doing here right tonight are actually they're hanging out and they're playing things like Hero Clicks and Magic and stuff like that. That's what the people are doing here. People will just hang out at the shop and play those games. They really encourage that here at Critical Threat Comics, which again, that's our host. They've done a great job for us. We're very happy. They got all this space here because they encourage people to hang out and play their games here, because they sell them these games like Pokemon or Magic or whatever, and then they encourage people to actually hang out here and play them at the store, which is really cool. A lot of stores don't do that. They don't encourage you to hang out. It's like buy something and get out.
Yeah, get out of here.
That's right. The comic book guy on The Simpsons, if anybody's ever seen that. That's not the way these guys are. These people are awesome.
Yeah.
Jeremy and Jess are the owners. They've been incredible to us. I actually met Jess at TaioCon. That's how we got tied into this venue, is they were actually doing the tabletop gaming at TaioCon, which is a local anime convention in Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got tied in with these folks, and that's why they agreed to host us, which is really awesome because they really are trying to support independent comics, and that's why we're here. And of course, it all ties into the film, which is the other reason that we're here. We wouldn't be here without the film. So the film is complete. It's done. We're hitting now the film festival circuit. Our trailer has actually won multiple awards, which we're very proud of. Russell did a great job on that. We actually have an award-winning trailer teaser.
Just yesterday, right? He
Yeah,
picked
just
up another
yesterday.
award.
He was at, and that's
Over-
and that's what's happening. Like last weekend. Russell, our director, was over at Farpoint convention over in Baltimore, Maryland, which is a big sci-fi Star Trek convention, which obviously, because we have actor Robert Picardo in our film, that really helps us to tie into that crowd. And it's kind of interesting. I don't know if Dave talked about it, but Dave has actually been working on a sort of Star Trek parody called Red Skirts, and that's kind of a happy little coincidence that wasn't intended, but we have this happy little coincidence that he's actually working on a very Star Trek-ish type project in addition to working on the Occupants comic book tie-in.
Oh, cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is, and it was one of those things that wasn't planned, but it's neat. So now we have an additional tie-in to that Star Trek sci-fi community.
Oh, neat. Yeah, it's huge having Robert Picardo. I mean, who doesn't know the holographic Doctor?
That's right.
It's like you don't even have to really say Star Trek to a lot of just lay people, that aren't huge Trek fans. Just the average person. If you tell them about the hologram, and they're like, "Oh, I know that guy."
That's right.
Yeah, it's amazing that he's in this film, and hopefully he'll be in future films.
Well, there was a customer here at the store that wasn't here for our launch party. He was just here hanging out. He's a regular at the store.
Yeah.
He happened to see our trailer, which we were playing at our table. He saw that Robert Picardo was in the trailer, and that brought him over. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing?"
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it does help. It does help to have someone like that in the film, because he has his own built-in fan base.
And as I understand it, he is actually a really easy guy to work with. He's very he seems to love to support indie projects, I guess.
I think he loves to work. That's the impression that I got. I was there on the day. Actually, what I did during the film in practical terms, I'm an associate producer on the film, but the real practical work I did was I was doing behind-the-scenes filming. So if any of you get to ever see our behind-the-scenes featurette, a lot of that camera work is mine. There was only one other camera person. There were two of us that were filming for behind-the-scenes. And then, there were two of us filming for the behind-the-scenes.
Yeah.
And I was there the day that Robert Picardo was there to do his scene. And the man is incredibly professional. And what's really interesting is, of course, he's kind of our big draw for the movie. Our other actors are wonderful, but they're not as well known as Robert Picardo. So he's very much a draw for the film, and that's very much why he's in it. Him and Russell have worked on other films together, and we wanted to have somebody of that kind of caliber with a built-in fan base to be involved with the film. And you would think, being in that position, I would have thought, he would be, I don't know, very demanding or very kind of prima donna-ish. Not at all. The man is just 100% professional. He was there just to do his job, do it very well, do it very professionally, and then he left. I can remember, I think the only thing he asked for was like an orange or something like that. It was just like so small. It was so small.
Let him eat cake.
No, I mean,
we got the cake for him right here. There you go, Robert Picardo. You can have my cake.
He didn't ask for anything. It was just amazing to see how professional. And he's so.
Of course,
intense.
we know what happened to Marie Antoinette when she
said, "Let them eat cake."
Yeah,
yes, we do.
I probably shouldn't have told Robert Picardo he could have my cake. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't want to get the.
But he's very professional. I just want to say that he was just incredibly professional, and I was very, very impressed by his level of professionalism and the fact that there was no BS. There was no prima donna thing, which he very much could have, because everybody was going to kiss his butt, all right? That's just the bottom line. Everybody on that set knew who he was, or at least knew that he of his projects. They didn't know him specifically. So everybody's heard of Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody kind of knew that, hey, there's a guy from Star Trek that's going to be on the set, whether you're a PA or whether you're, a producer, no matter who you were.
Right.
So everybody's going to kiss his butt, and it wasn't necessary. The guy was just incredibly professional.
That's so great to hear that a big star actor like him could actually. I mean, I hear that he wasn't really paid hardly anything at all for his star power. I mean, you would expect a significantly larger budget to just bring him in.
And that's why I say I think he just loves to work.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it comes down to, is I think he just loves to work.
It's so refreshing to hear and to know that there are people out there like him. That
it is. For independent filmmakers, it's essential. We need more people like them with the name, because it helps our project. Like I said, just even today, we had a guy that just happened to see us as we were putting the trailer on, said, "Hey, Robert Picardo's in your movie. What is this?" And that brought him over. And he wouldn't have come over if it hadn't been for that he saw that.
Well, bringing it around, would you say that the fact that Robert Picardo's in a movie maybe attributes some to Dave being amiable to doing the comic book, and he's already done 2 pages, he's done the cover, he's committed a lot of time and energy to it, and he hasn't gotten paid, as I understand.
Well, we did, just so you understand the way that we do this, he did get paid for the artwork that we've already commissioned. So he did 2 pages of artwork, he did a cover. We did compensate him for that. We want to finish the book, The thing is,
but he probably wouldn't have done it if you didn't have any star power, you didn't have any potential for the movie, with like Picardo. Then he might have said, "Guys, nice project and everything, but maybe not," or call somebody else.
It's interesting because in terms of the comic book world, Dave really is a lot on par with Mr. Picardo.
Yeah,
they're different worlds, but Dave really is on par with him because he's done stuff for DC.
Yeah.
So he's been on that top tier level of comics. But the thing is, I can say with Dave, because with Dave I actually have a much more personal relationship that goes back for years and years, from conventions and things like that, when I used to be involved in organizing and staffing conventions. And so
Eric's daughter is here. She has a question for her. Oh, no, she ran away. I was going to let her ask you the question. Oh, well, she got shy, folks.
So, yes, my daughters are here to support this launch as well. So,
yeah, awesome.
the thing is, Dave and I actually, we kind of actually go way back from in terms of the comic book scene world, because I used to help staff comic conventions, which is how I met Russell in the first place as well. So it all kind of ties in together. So Dave and I have known each other for a while, so that helps too, having those personal relationships with people. The fact that I've known him for so long. Yeah, those are my daughters right there.
There's the daughters, and Dave's over on the far right.
Yeah, in the awesome Green Lantern shirt. It's a great shirt. I love that.
Yeah. And the comic book is in the lower left-hand corner. You can kind of see some of the artwork for the campaign.
That's actually a really good example of the cameos. In fact, I'm featured in there. It's a montage of all these different images of different people, which was actually taken from the little featurette that we did. We actually have a featurette that the comic book is very much based on, and we've been showing that featurette at conventions. We showed it at Comic and Media Expo in Mesa, and we showed it here today. And basically what it is testimonials of people from the Peterson Research Institute. The Peterson Research Institute is actually featured in the feature film. And then it's also very prominent in our comic book, the Peterson Research Institute. And their documentary video is really what the comic book is kind of based on. It's the same format, where it's these sort of talking heads, and people are telling you about this strange phenomenon, which our main characters experience in the feature film. It's expounded upon, but in the featurette, it's people just talking about what they've seen. Okay. So instead of seeing what actually happened, they're just talking about it.
Oh, okay.
And then in our book, we use that same format, except now, in the comic book, we can really show you what's going on, because in the case of the characters in the feature film, everything happens within the confines of their house. It's one location.
Right.
But in terms of this wider phenomenon that we have, that we explore in the featurette, people are talking about weird glitches with football games. People are talking about weird glitches with surveillance footage for security systems, and observing bizarre things. And we're able to show you some of these bizarre things that we never would have been able to have the budget to do in the feature film, but we can show you in the comic book these things people are describing.
Well, Eric, thank you. I'm going to let you go mix and mingle some more. Thank you very much for
thank you so much.
Popping over. We're going to let Russ maybe give us an update on the campaign.
Right on.
And let you go socialize.
Right on. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it. It's
you.
great.
Yes.
It's been great being here. Thank you.
All right, Eric. See ya.
I'll see you too. Bye.
No, get over here. Get over here. There's my buddy.
Hey,
we're finally
back.
next to each other again. Yeah. See, this chair is just lower. It makes me look taller. No, stop it.
Wow. I'm really short.
Yeah, he's really. So, I just wanted to see, have you been watching the campaign? Do you have any updates on the Indiegogo campaign? Or do you want to describe the different tiers and how it's working for when people go there, what they can expect?
Yeah, if you, there's from $5 up to, how much was it, like 1,000 or 1,200? And so basically, you with the $5 donation, you can get a digital cover. You go to like 300. You can actually have a comic book character, of your likeness drawn into our comic book.
Okay.
So you go all the way to the top tier, and then you are our best friend. And then you get a lot of pretty much all the perks, including being drawn into the comic book. So yeah, it depends on which category that you want to donate to. But if you go on our page, again, go to OCCUPANTSThemovie.com, and then you can see the link on the bottom right corner. It's actually on every single page on our website. So just go there, and you can see everything.
Sounds awesome. So, we have is it a private screening in April, you were saying, for the movie? It's actually, we'll be able to see the full movie in Los Angeles?
Yes, it will be, the movie itself will be at the University of Southern California, the Cinema School.
Nice.
I'm an alumni.
Yes.
So, and they don't accept every film. Yes, thank you. Yes. Yeah, okay. So, I was very glad and very grateful that they accepted the film.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it will be shown at the Ray Stark Theater, April 28th, which is a Thursday at 7 p.m.
Okay.
At the George Lucas Building.
Ooh.
Yes,
Sounds
that George
exciting.
Lucas. So
Yeah.
it's at the USC Cinema School. You go to our website. We do have the links up there. So
Yes.
just go there and sign up. And
Is there going to be any tie-in for the comic book program? So if people are donating on the Indiegogo, are there going to be tier things so like maybe they can get invited or something? Or
you know, that could be a possibility. The thing is, we did not know about the USC screening when we put the Indiegogo campaign together.
Yeah, I
a
just
lot of
learned
things
about
are
it today.
Yeah, a lot of things are malleable right now, and it's been kind of eclectic, but in a good way. Because, for instance, yesterday we just won an award for our teaser trailer at an Academy Award qualifying film festival called the Hollywood Reel Independent Film Festival. So thank you to them.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody who made this possible. Last weekend I was in Baltimore, Maryland for the Star Trek convention. It's called Farpoint.
And he was wearing all kinds of geeky Star Trek clothes.
No, but I was assimilated by the Borg. And if you look on my personal page, you will see that. But I had a great time. I've never been to Maryland, and it was a great experience. You know, Zan Rosen and Cynthia Woods invited me.
Yeah.
And I met Mark B. Lee, who has interviewed me before. He's a great guy. He was on a show called Jeff Trek, which I was on earlier.
Yes.
So shout out to Jeffrey Ferguson too.
Yeah. Hopefully some of his audience is tuned in. Hopefully they didn't give up hope on us since we had that technical detail and the delay, but hopefully some of his audience is tuning in. So if you are, you know, please let people know. Be sure to share and socialize this broadcast because they need all the help they can with the Indiegogo.
Well, you know, it's a group effort. So Eric, thank you for having me on this show, the Cosmic Cafe show. And yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Farpoint. We're going to be again at USC Cinema. Later down the line, we'll be at Rathacon, which is in Athens, Ohio, and that's May 6th through 8th. And then we'll be at the Florida SuperCon, and that'll be in Miami, Florida, and that'll be July 1st through 4th. And Robert Picardo will be there also to help rep the film. So that's where we are at present, and we will find out about film festival submissions as the months progress, and of course a distribution deal, which means that the general public will then be able to see the film.
I forgot to ask Eric to see if the store owner was available for a minute to just plug his store here in Tempe, Arizona.
We can find out.
Yeah, do you want to do that? Well, I'm going to make a couple of quick adjustments here. I just noticed I had the... but yeah, so while Russ is doing that, I need to edit the date on this... I hate doing stuff live. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. Alright, so good. I gotta fix this because we have the wrong date there. Might as well wrap the show up with
Awesome. Cool.
yeah, give me just a minute and I will or you can sit down.
Okay.
I'm just fixing the date. I had the wrong date on my
Oh no.
I know. I'm sitting there talking to Russ and I'm like, oh wait a second, the wrong date was on that for the thing, so we're all done there. So that's all fixed. Okay,
Excellent.
so we have to kind of get close and comfy
that's
with each
fine.
other.
I can scoot back.
So that
here.
way
There we go.
whoops, there we go.
I'm in it now.
There we go. I know. See, it makes everybody look shorter.
Yeah, I know. That's weird.
Yeah, I'll just kind
I
of.
also slouch, so.
Don't slouch too much. You wanna. All right. So please tell everybody can hear you through there. Tell them your name and your store and plug your store and all that.
Okay, my name's Jeremy Champ, and I'm one of the co-owners of Critical Threat Comics, where we're at today.
Do you have a website?
We do. It's criticalthreatcomics.com.
Okay.
We do most of our stuff.
Comics.com.
Yeah, we do most of our stuff through Facebook, and you can just look us up on there as Critical Threat Comics as well. We have a Twitter and all that too. I don't run those, so I don't even know what they are. I'm a bad owner. Anyway, we enjoy having stuff like this out here. We've had several podcasts. We've had, several bigger events, and this one is a lot of fun. Just a lot of people talking comics and having a good time. And I enjoyed having you guys out here, and it looks awesome. I hope that I hope that it funds quickly and we get the comic out here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's kind of a wide shot of the store and
kids walking around.
It's clearly family friendly as well, and
that's one of the things we're trying to be very, very inclusive with regard to all ethnicities and sexual orientations and anything that you want to be. We kind of support it. Within reason, obviously legality concerns, but we try to support everything as much as we can. So
alien-human hybrids are certainly welcome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely good.
For
so
sure.
Some of my viewers are alien-human hybrids.
Oh well, good. Well, they're welcome in here for sure.
So,
come on in.
Yeah, if you ever come into Phoenix and Tempe area, you definitely got to come over and check out their store. It's one of the most unique comic book stores I've ever seen, to be honest, and that's why I wanted you on.
Oh well, thank you.
And plug your store, and I'm sure they've all thanked you, but I thank you for setting up the facilities here so I could broadcast. And
yeah, I mean, obviously we're still just so everyone's aware, we're pretty new in the whole scene. This location has been a comic shop for several years, but we're brand new. We started in June. So we're still trying to work out the kinks a little bit. There's a few cosmetic upgrades we want to make to the store, but overall I think we're getting there. But we do enjoy new people coming in, asking questions, talking comics. We've got a healthy magic scene here and everything too. So if you're into any of that stuff, just come on down and join us and come talk to us. We love talking nerdy stuff with people. So
yeah, please let them know that you learned about their store if you never heard about them through Cosmic Cafe and the Occupants movie comic books launch.
Yes,
so
definitely.
They'll be thrilled to hear about that, and we'll be thrilled to hear from them that you came by.
Well, we're hoping to do a lot of this stuff, and if you guys ever are in town and you want to need a place to broadcast from, let us know, and we'll set you up.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank
All
you
right,
so much
have
for coming
a
out.
great evening. Let's get back. I know you're busy.
Yeah,
It's been a zoo here today.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. All right, so let's see here. I don't know. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We pretty much interviewed everybody. Do you want to help wrap it up? Or?
Yeah, sure.
So we'll have Russ back here to help wrap it up. Okay, we've got to get close here. I'll slouch a little. I don't know what it is with that chair. You guys are not that short. There we go. There we go. All right, so any parting comments or words that you want to talk about?
I'll reiterate, come to OccupantsTheMovie.com.
Yep.
You can see the information about the movie, about our comic book campaign on Indiegogo. You can see Eric Brown's videos. You can see it all. It's all there. So
Absolutely.
Definitely come. And thank you for tuning in and helping us to be here for our release party. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate to everybody out there. So.
Well, you're certainly welcome to rebroadcast this on your website or on the Indiegogo page so people can feel like they're a part of it. So you're certainly welcome to do that. And for the audience, hopefully they'll subscribe to the Cosmic Cafe show while you're there, as well as watch our daily live broadcasts Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. right now. The times may change in the future, but it'll be Monday through Friday. But hopefully you will be participating in the Indiegogo campaign and being hopefully one of the participants that gets in the book.
Yeah, definitely. Please come. Even if you donate a small amount, we will even put you in the special thanks section. So.
Yeah, and who wouldn't love being part of a comic book that's a spin-off of a major Hollywood motion picture with a power actor like Robert Picardo in it. So that's pretty exciting stuff. All right, well, hey, thank you very much. Thanks for putting up with our technical delays and getting started with this. And Russ, I appreciate you inviting me out to do that.
No, thank you very much.
I'm very honored.
I'm very happy that you're out here, and I'm very grateful. So thank you.
All right, wonderful. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll just sign off with our audience. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have a great evening.
Night.
Night.